Good morning. Can you see and hear me all right?
Yes, I can. Can you see and hear me as well?
Yes, I can. Let's begin. My name is Brienne, and I'm the store manager here, and I'm going to be conducting this interview.
Hi, Brienne. Thank you so much for taking the time to conduct this interview with me.
I want to start by inquiring as to how you heard about this position of assistant manager.
I found out about this position on your company's website. While I was doing some preliminary research on the company, I saw it on your job board, and I knew I would be a perfect fit, so I had to apply.
I'm going to ask you some questions now to begin this interview. Describe a time that you worked successfully as part of a team.
One instance that I successfully worked in a team was in my business ethics class in college, and I had to create a group project on the shortcomings of the Enron Corporation. I took the role as team captain and initiated the creation of the group text and a group email, as well as a shared Word document to help us successfully get the assignment done on time.
Okay, do you prefer to work by yourself or with others, and why?
Depending on the task, I think I work better as a team. I feel that there is just so much more enjoyment in the completion of the task when you have other people to share it with. When we all worked hard on the project, there's just a sense of camaraderie as we've all gotten the project completed together at the same time.
What was your major in college, and why did you choose it?
I chose a major in business management as I love, the inner workings of business, and I love seeing how companies work. I really found out that I wanted to do that when I was working at my last job and kind of made the switch to do a business management degree. I think that it's really brings out the inner leadership qualities that I think I have in myself that I've shown in roles in the past when I was in a leadership role in the businesses I worked in.
Okay, what are some things you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I enjoy playing tennis and going snowboarding when I can, obviously depending on the season. I also enjoy reading about many different things, but above all, books that give me insight as to how to read people and kind of how to be a better leader in a business setting.
What do you want most from your job?
I want to feel accomplished from the work that I do and to have the ability to know that at the end of the day I've done something that benefits myself as well as benefiting my team.
How would you respond if your fellow team members strongly resisted a proposal you made in a meeting?
If I had a team member that had a strong opposition, the first thing I would do is talk to that person. Probably right in that moment, just to kind of see where they're at in their head, and see what they don't agree with, see if there's maybe something that I didn't make clear, try to kind of resolve the issue right then and there. And from there, if there's not a resolution right then and there, I'd probably say that we'd come back to that issue, see if we could move on, get some other stuff done in the meeting that we have while the other team members are there, and then try to delegate a time to get with them individually to discuss the problems and see if it's something that I can get into further detail with them on an individual basis.
A colleague has told you in confidence that she suspects another colleague is of stealing. What would your actions be?
So my first response to that would be to tell the person who told me to not spread it any further, to not say anything more, as to not cause any sort of tension or hard feelings in the office setting. And then I would direct them to some of the hotlines or resources that the company has put forward to help deal with those kind of things, just so that way it takes the pressure off of her and puts the pressure, or him or her, and places it on the people who are put in place to deal with those kind of incidences.
Who was the toughest... Sorry. What was a typical workday like?
So a typical workday for me at my last job was I would get into work. I didn't really have a set schedule as to whether I was there in the morning or in the afternoon. It was typically still the same process. Was to check the emails in the morning, and then if I was there at night, my next process would be to get with the opening manager or opening teammates to try to figure out what had happened that morning. And then I would, once I've gotten all my information together, I would start to figure out who my team was going to be for that set time period, and start delegating tasks where they need to get done. So telling people who need to get done what they need to get done, as well as figuring out what I needed to get done for the day. And also just helping to make sure that my teammates were helping customers throughout the day and kind of engaging and being friendly.
Who was the toughest boss you ever worked for and why?
The toughest boss I ever worked for was when I was head lifeguard. He was very, very hard to work for because he would tell me to complete and delegate tasks, but not give me much information as to what exactly he wanted done. And then when I would do it to the best of my ability, to what I believed was the correct thing to do, he would often come back and tell me to change it or go behind my back and tell the other lifeguards that were under me that I was wrong. And he was not very constructive, so he would tell me I did stuff wrong, but he would never tell me why I did it wrong. He would just say that I did it wrong and go behind my back to fix it. There was not a lot of communication there, but that was probably one of the worst bosses I've ever had.
Why are you leaving your current position?
I'm leaving my current position as there's really nowhere left in my last company for me to move up in. I feel like personally I've gone as far as I could go with that company. They've given me great experiences and they've been wonderful and amazing. I just feel that I have gained enough skills and would like to utilize them in a different business setting, and I know that this business has a lot more opportunity growth than the last company I was with.
Do you have any questions for me?
I guess one of the questions I would have is how long do people typically stay working with your company?
I personally have been a store manager with this company for 20 years. I've seen in the time that I've been here people filling your position staying for a minimum 4 years on average, I would say. Although they typically do not leave the company, they usually get promoted. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much for the clarification.
All right. Well, that will complete your interview. I will have my assistant reach out to you when we are ready to conduct your second interview.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.